All right, folks. So I just delivered the Sears catalog, which equals holy, 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 divides by 3. And lo and behold, on the cover is fresh fall style in large capital red letters, which adds to 168, my favorite truth, God is sovereign, a 7-fold set of triple eights. And in fact, it's written on both sides. Fresh fall style, and then free shipping, divides by 3. The E and E knit together with the 2 P's, really obvious gem, free shipping. Every day, both words divide by 3. So free shipping every day, free shipping every day, fresh fall style equals God is sovereign, and the best part of all, the Sears catalog equals holy, holy, holy. So I'm very conscious of God's sovereignty in my own life, orchestrating the numbers in my personal life. Like things that I don't have control over, decisions that I don't make. I deliver the local newspaper here in Langley, British Columbia, Canada. And this is the first time in the 6 months plus since November that I have been delivering it, that I have been asked to deliver 12 Sears catalogs to various customers in the routes that I deliver. And I know it's by God's divine ordinance. And I had a divine appointment. I got so many gems to share here. I had a divine appointment. Talk about humor and joy. I had a divine appointment with a man named Doug at Cactus Club Cafe, which adds to 120 perfectly with 3 C's starting each word. And he was one of the 5 people in like a course of 2, 3, 4 weeks whose name all equals 47 that knits together with Derek to make 90 perfectly. Doug plus Derek. Doug plus Derek equals 90 perfectly. And then when I went to Living Waters Church, the pastor was Doug, and I saw Doug there completely by surprise. Back to back. Doug number 1, Doug number 2. Pastor and the guy that I ran into at Cactus Club Cafe. Because God is sovereign. And the numbers are perfect. So, anyways, it just so happened that we were just hamming it up at Cactus Club Cafe. He's got a great sense of humor. When you're with someone that has a great sense of humor, I love to laugh a lot. And it really doesn't matter what you start talking about. You'll just start laughing, and you'll just keep working it until you're laughing so hard that you're just like, this is ridiculous. And for some strange reason, we were talking about stories, and he's from like the prairies, and interesting stuff from the past and how things are changing, and he shared about the Sears catalog. It's like something that's vintage, that we don't see that much of anymore. Now it's all online and stuff, and we just started laughing about the Sears catalog of all things and all sorts of experiences he had from the prairies and stuff like that. Silly, just really silly. But at that time, I actually did the math in my head. Oh, the Sears catalog divides by 3. And I was thinking to myself, by God's sovereignty, even the Sears catalog is an agent of love. It's like, on our part, it brought us a lot of laughter in that conversation, but in world history, it's been used to advertise a lot of gifts at Christmas time. For my part, growing up as kids, we would always get the 1-inch thick, full-color, glossy Christmas Sears catalog. And that was like the de facto gift-giving guide for a lot of Canadians in my region growing up about 15 years ago, however long ago it was. And it's still going. Like the Sears catalog is apparently live and well, and God is in favor of it. Fresh, it's just a miracle. Fresh fall style. Read it for yourself. Okay. Fashion divides by 24. Just like fresh fall. So fresh. So look at how obvious this is. Okay. Fresh. 3's, 3's. The E and the A, the 2 vowels knit together to make 6. 27, 24 in the end. Style divides by 3 all by itself. Fresh fall style. In 3 words, adds perfectly to God is sovereign, which is my favorite truth. Right next to God is love, and God is 3 persons. And this whole presentation, this whole video series of the perfection of God mathematically in every detail of world history is essentially declaring these messages. God is sovereign, God is love, and God is 3 persons. Well, God confirms these things in the most mind-blowing of ways in people's personal lives, like my own. And lo and behold, the Sears catalog that I have to deliver, and I have never delivered a Sears catalog to any home in the universe in my life. Well, God ordained it to happen this week. And when He did ordain it to happen, Look at the text on the cover of both sides. Here's the full package. Fresh fall style adds perfectly to 168, 7 times 24, a 7-fold set of triple eights, I say. And it's not just written on the front, it's written on the back. So I guess this is for their fashion line, and this is for their home decor line. Well, they said fresh fall style on both sides. And then free shipping, like I said, is a really obvious one. The F and the R are 24,888, just like fresh. F, 24,888, 24,888. And then the two E's get married with the two P's to make two 21s, SH, 27, I9, I9, and then 21. Free shipping is an obvious three-fest in the name of love. We all love free shipping. Well, so does God. And he's three persons. And then every and day both divide by 3. So free shipping every day. You can even solve the fine print if you really want to for homework. Seriously, some of the best gems are in the fine print. You know that. Do the math on the phrase fine print in 9 letters. Fine print divides by 3, starting with F and I, which divide by 3. You want to get some serious gems, read the fine print. So, on both sides, fresh fall style. Oh, so yeah, on the one side is the home catalog, 2015. On this side is the fashion catalog. Oh, they're actually two separate books. Pardon me, so they're actually two separate books here in one package. But both of them are literally titled Fresh Fall Style. Fresh Fall Style, that's like the title of the publication. And it equals God is sovereign. There it is, upside down. Fresh Fall Style equals God is sovereign. Not once, but twice. In the palm of my hand, not by my choice. Ordained by God. Everybody say God is sovereign. Everybody say this was foreordained. Everybody say the numbers and the letters are exactly what they're supposed to be for His glory. And then the Sears Catalogue, do the math yourself. It adds perfectly to 180, which is holy, holy, holy. Which equals some famous ones from the Golden State Warriors basketball win. Curry for 3 equals the same number. From downtown equals the same number. And it was all the giant threes. 3-pointers, more than any other team in the history of the NBA. God is doing all these things to glorify His triune nature. You need to understand how He works. And that's really the most important thing in life as far as the intellect is concerned. Einstein said, I want to know God's thoughts. The rest is just details. I was talking to my brother Jonathan. He helped me do the deliveries tonight. I've said this before, Derek plus Jonathan divides by 3 beautifully. And we are like best friends everywhere we go practically, me and my youngest brother. And heck, I can be friends with just about anyone, of course, but I was just saying to him, I want to know what God thinks. That's what everyone wants to know. Well, that's the whole point of these videos, and that's the whole point of discussing these perfect numbers in all of world history that God has ordained. Cool. So, the question everyone wants to know is, can you find love in the Sears catalog? Of course you can. Sears catalog is an agent of love. It's like here, we have all these products that you can buy as gifts for friends. Come and buy something and give it to someone. There you go. Awesome ordained gems. And what else was there? There was something else that I was thinking about. Oh yeah, I'm just going to jump over the computer with these gems here because I insist on I'm very aware that this content is all very eternal in value. Like this is set in stone, and none of these words or numbers are going to change, so let's be thorough. So here's the Sears catalog in the computer. There's your 180 perfectly holy, holy, holy. Sears catalog all by itself is a 7-fold set of 21s. There's the title, Fresh Fall Style. Fresh Fall Style. There's your 7-fold set of triple eights. There's your 3 days of creation pattern, yada yada. 6 days of creation. And then free shipping, first of all, is 132. Number of letters and strokes divided by 3, pure 3s. And then every day adds to that to make more 3s. There you go. And then I was just talking about more gems from today in the track and field, just watching the Pan Am Games, which I can't get enough of, all these things divided by 3. Everyone looks at the medal table. Who's ahead, who's winning? Who's got the most medals? Canada, United States, Brazil, you know. The medal table adds to love plus love. So find the two loves for homework in the medal table. That's a very famous set of letters from it equals worship equals love plus love. Perfectly, okay? As a very famous set of letters talking about all of the Olympic medals and Pan Am Games medals and medals at any single sporting event. The Olympics is the crown that comes to most people's mind. And everyone talks about the medal table, and that's what's on the front page of the newspaper and in the sports sections, and it's always on the home page of like the Olympics for that year. You know, what's the medal count? You know, check the medal table. Interestingly, medal count and medal table both divide by 3. So out of my own mouth, let's get medal count on the board, because people always talk about this. Say, oh, the medal count or the medal table. Same number of letters, medal count. Oh my goodness, medal count all by itself equals worship equals love plus love. Chain linked and bookended with 3s. So the L and the C both divide by 3, making 15 there. The T and the M bookending make 33, and then you can knit together all the rest. That's amazing. And then so altogether, that'll bump it up to 3 times the 15th prime. So just very obvious gems. At a track meet, you have a marshal, or you marshal for your event. Well, 3s, it's an act of love. Someone has to be the marshal to like guide the athletes to the... I remember marshalling, man, it's just... And then you can see more 3s in there if you take time. 3 letters that do divide by 3, you got a 27, perfect cube of 3 in the center, and then 15 left over. Sitting volleyball is a new event at the Pan Am Games. I'm so excited about this. Sitting volleyball is 888, tripled, and tripled again. It is a king number. Look at the hopscotch effect, and amazingly yields the same numbers as the slice in half effect. This hopscotch effect means take every other letter, and it ends, put them on one team, and you get 2 teams that divide by 3, and they differ by 24, both dividing by 24. Amazingly, you slice this whole thing in half, and you get the same numbers. So the whole thing is a triple of 24 is tripled, and then you can slice it in these. So sitting volleyball. So this is for the Parapan Games. For people who, for example, have lost a limb and don't have 1 or more legs or something, and God gave me the solution of the word amputee and handicap the other day, so you can see how both of these words by Divine Ordinance parallel His beautiful name Jehovah, so you can understand Jehovah's sovereignty even over an amputee or a handicapped person. The center letters in all of these divine terms divide by 3, and then you get total knitting together of 3s from the outside in. Okay, every pair of letters from the outside in makes multiples of 3. So an amputee, A plus E divides by 3, M plus E divides by 3, P plus T divides by 3, and then the U divides by 3 all by itself. That is perfectly identical with Jehovah, same number of letters. J plus H divides by 3, E plus A divides by 3, H plus V divides by 3, and then O divides by 3 all by itself, because Jehovah is 3 persons, God the Father, Jesus Christ the Son, and the Holy Ghost, and He owns English. He owns this language, and He speaks English more than all the scholars at Oxford and Yale and Harvard and every person on the planet. So the words belong to Him. That's what we're proving. And then now look at the word handicapped. It parallels them as well. The H and the D knit together to make a multiple of 3. The A and the E, again, notice it's all A and E. You had an A and an E here, you have an A and an E here, and you have an A and an E in Jehovah. So the A and E knit together to make double 3. Then the N and the P knit together to make 30. And then this D and this A and this P knit together to make a final 21. And then the 2 center letters divide by 3, very similar to the word Jehovah and amputee. So they all obviously therefore all divide by 3. Handicapped, in fact, equals amputee is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. I'm proving mathematically that the Triune God is sovereign over every single person who is an amputee or is handicapped on planet Earth. God is sovereign. He ordains them to be that way. They are worthy of love and capable of love, just like every other person made in the image of Jehovah. And we've proven it mathematically now. Okay, so I'm so excited about sitting volleyball taking place at this Parapan Games for the first time in world history. And based on the numbers, God is absolutely all over this as always. That is Elvis Presley's full birth name, by the way. 888, tripled, and tripled again. Elvis Aaron Presley. 24 times 3 times 3. But the artistic effects are what make it even more stunning. Good night. And so I absolutely say we will see a ton of beautiful 3s happen in the sitting volleyball competition at this Pan Am Games. There's a Canadian athlete in the wheelchair rugby who is number 33. And he's been a highlight of the story there. So watch for 3s, in particular at the Parapan Games following the Pan Am Games. But I'm telling you, watch it particularly for sitting volleyball. I mean, talk about the most 3-stamped sport. You get 3 hits per side. There's a net. Net equals 39. With a tape at the top, 3 points higher. Ball equals 3 times 3 times 3. You hit the ball with your hands. Hand equals ball. And but sitting volleyball, most of all, is triple eight, tripled, and tripled again. And there will be people who are either an amputee or are handicapped in some way that are playing sitting volleyball at the Parapan Games to the glory of Jehovah. So don't miss this event. You will see God ordain gorgeous, perfect threes at this event. Pay attention to the people's names, the numbers of the players, things happening with the scores, the medalists, the gold. It's all love. It's all love every single millisecond the whole time. It's all God's glory, but He will give you obvious things that are really obvious. You know, He will glorify certain people in special ways. You know, certain performances will be extra good by certain people, and we'll take a look at those people, their names, their numbers, and just see what God ordains. And then we'll just study the threes and squeeze out as much of it as we can. Because we know that God is always maximum and is always perfect in world history, so it's our job to just study it properly until we get satisfied. Okay. Preaching again, we were talking about lane number 4 and lane number 5 are the official fastest lanes for any 100-meter final. They always put the fastest 2 qualifiers in these lanes. Well, in 3 words, those phrases both divide by 3 to the glory of the Trinity. A fast track, they talk about that all the time, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And then when the athlete wins, they take a victory lap. Well, a victory lap is a triple of the 15th prime. Stick the word the in front, more threes. But this one, I mean, you've got to be kidding me. The Sears Catalogue. And I just think that is so remarkable. So remarkable. The Sears Catalogue adds perfectly to Holy, Holy, Holy. And the title of this one is Fresh Fall Style, which equals God is Sovereign. And they have free shipping every day, which divides by 3. So, can you find love in the Sears Catalogue? Oh yeah. It's like, it's a way that you give gifts to other people and find out the gifts and all that stuff. And I'm a big fan of people being local and, you know, doing physical shopping and holding things physically in their hands, like the morning paper. Be as local and as present and as physical as you possibly can. But God has given us all things. Like, for example, I'm making a digital movie of this and it's going on YouTube. And it's all part of God's story. So, but this one is just too obvious. I'm like, and we were cracking up like this, Doug and I, just at Cactus Club Cafe. We're like, the Sears Catalogue. And it is actually awesome. I'm just like, it is actually awesome. We used to get them at Christmas, and I remember we were just like, you know, oh, what are we going to get for Christmas? Oh, let's go through the Sears Catalogue. And we would actually mark down, like we would fold corners, we would circle things. It was like, back then, the Christmas Catalogue was like over an inch thick of high glossy, high quality photos, like totally awesome. Okay, so that's an obvious ordained gem today. And I'm probably going to watch some more Pan Am highlights and squeeze more out of it.